Yo, so what's going on there, guys? How you doing? My name is Pone. Welcome to the channel. I wanted to kind of make a follow-up video, a sequel, a part 2 of the video I made earlier today talking about my major concern with Division, and I feel like my message got lost somewhere there. A lot of people attached to just one thing, like, of course there's going to be humans, or why would you want aliens in this game? Why would you expect this to be any different? And I feel like a lot of people completely missed what I was saying. Maybe I just didn't execute it properly. Maybe I was not able to explain what I needed to. So I'm going to try to rectify that right now and explain. I don't want this game to be a fantasy type game. No. If I wanted that, I'd just go play Diablo. I understand that the creatures are humans, and that's not what I was trying to explain. Obviously, it's a realistic modern shooter. Your bad guys are going to be human. My problem is that every bad guy is the same. That the threat does not vary, and that every bad guy you are ever going to encounter in this game, at least from my experiences, is the same. Just giving him a different gun does not change him. That does not create a RPG experience to me. When you play an RPG, and this is my comparisons to games earlier when they create fantasy worlds and creatures, is you can make them and design them any way you want. When you create a fantasy character, you can allow him to fly or drop from the ceiling, allow him to clone himself. And when they have those different types of abilities, they become a different type of threat. And RPGs need this sort of experience, so ultimately, my issue with this game is the fact that every bad guy is the exact same. You just stand back and you shoot him. He does the same thing to you, and that is the relationship. So yeah, I don't want this game to be a fantasy shooter. That was just simply to let people understand why those games have such a variety of different types of bad guys, and it's because they have a wide open canvas to work with. They can create guys that can fly, they can go invisible, they can teleport, and that creates a new threat, a new kind of enemy for you to have to handle, and you're going to have to just adjust your playstyle and counter to that. It allows for a fun experience, and my whole talk about, well, we're only humans, that was to be expected. It's a video game about modern times with only humans in it, so I'm not upset that we're killing other humans. We do it every day. My issue is that because we are humans, we are limited. So we can't obviously have people that teleport without this game completely being cheesy. So they have to find ways to add in new mechanics. And this is what I was talking about. So my issue is with the limitations of ways they can create different types of enemies for you to fight. Because just having one type of enemy with a different gun is not very in-depth at all. It's not very challenging. It doesn't change the experience at all. It's just one universal bad guy that you have to fight and kill a million times over. And for me, that does not create an engaging experience. So what I was talking about, how they can improve on this, and, you know, we are limited as people, so there's only a few things you can do. What if, for example, they created a suicide bomber sort of character? Every RPG has some sort of suicide or kamikaze or whatever character, exploding thralls like in Destiny, that create a unique thing. You got to run away from those guys. You don't want to be near them when they do that. So have a guy that busts out of a room and just plugs the detonator and just goes boom. You know, that's a different type of character, changing the way the game works. It's not just another guy with just a different gun. Now, what if they created a big tank guy, a big Terry Crews motherfucker that will really just charge you? He doesn't have a gun, he just charges you. And he maybe roots you in place, so he'll run after you, and the only way to stop him from running fast and charging you is a really, really high-powered rifle to the head or a shotgun blast or something. A way to counter him. And what he does is he'll run at you and basically just put you in a big bear hug, revealing you to the other enemies, allowing you to take damage, and he still proves a purpose. You don't want to be close to that guy. So that changes the way it works. But we're still humans, but there's a different mechanic to that enemy, forcing you to adjust your playstyle or run or handle him in a different manner. What if they created a guy that was like a dog handler? He would train some of these stray dogs in the streets to attack. So what if this different type of guy would send 2 German Shepherds or pit bulls running right at you, and they obviously can outrun you, so you can't really get away from the situation, so you need to take them on, all while being under suppressive fire of other guys, and maybe they run up and they grab hold of your arm, and at that point, then you have to pull out your pistol and try to shoot them, or handle it by a different way by shaking them off or something. Like I said, you can have a game that does not just make the bad guys have more health. I don't think that's a proper solution. That's not creating a more dangerous or lethal or even threatening bad guy. That's just making him more annoying and allowing him to absorb more damage. So that was my whole issue. This game is an RPG at its core, but it only has one bad guy. And that's honestly how I feel about it, and that's why I don't enjoy the experience itself. So you may have an incredible loot table, you may have an immersive map and a large-scale, wide, free-roam area to play, and that's cool. That's great. But at the end of the day, when you only have one bad guy to fight, it gets pretty bland and boring to me pretty quick. And, you know, I know this game's grindy at the end. I don't have a problem with it. Like I said, I love Diablo. Their end games are pretty much identical. The whole purpose of this game is to play the story mission, complete the story mission, hit max rank, and just continuously grind and repeat the same process over and over and over again, killing the same creatures, and you get improved loot. Their end games are the same. So if I'm going to be stuck doing the same missions over and over and over again, grinding and killing the same people in the same fashion, I want them to be at least different bad guys. That is my ultimate concern, is that I want the experience to be different. The grind is already going to be repetitive. I don't want the bad guys to be repetitive too. I want them to be different so that it makes the actual grind itself more enjoyable. Now, does that make sense? That's what I was trying to say all along. So thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you guys stay subscribed. I'll definitely keep you in the loop, giving you guys a full review here sometime soon in the next few days. I do want to let you guys know that if you are loving this game, play the shit out of this game. I am just here as a YouTuber to give you guys my feedback, my impressions of the game, and maybe you can relate to it. Maybe you can take the information that I give you and it can help you make an informed decision on whether or not you should buy it or anything like this. I'm not trying to change your mind or change how you feel about the game. If you're having fun on whatever game it is, play the hell out of it. And that's all I have to say on the matter. So thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day, and I will see you out there.